What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I want to talk about something that's been in the news recently when it comes to LeBron James. All right, so there's more and more talk about LeBron James teaming up with business owners, a group of business owners, along with his business partner Maverick Carter, as far as starting a league. I think a league that would be a competitor to the NBA, right? And there's been some content creators who talked about this. I've talked about this. Kwame Brown's talked about this. Dreamers Pros talked about this, right? And I know that our general perspective on this has been, at least from my perspective, I've talked about how much of a scumbag LeBron James is. I've been talking more about how this further shows or further proves how much of a spiteful, petty person he is to create this league. Because it's really only, when you think about it, it's only the fact that he's doing this league because he's never going to own a team. The owners don't want him to be part of that hierarchy because they know that he would not make a good owner. Plus, I don't think he really has the money to do it. He doesn't have the equity. I mean, to buy and purchase an NBA team is far more expensive than even 20 years ago when Michael Jordan went into it. Like 20 years ago, if you were worth $500 million up to $1 billion, if you had other partners, you could buy one of the lesser valued NBA teams if you worked out a deal. Today, you probably have to be worth minimum $5 billion, and that's pushing it, probably close to $10 billion. Remember, Mark Cuban 20 years ago was one of the richest owners. He was worth $2 or $3 billion. Now he would be, I don't even think he would be able to purchase an NBA team on his own. So that's part of it. Okay. And when I was doing videos talking about it, I'm talking about it from the perspective of when you look at how much the NBA has given him over the years, when you look at what the NBA has done and the sports media as far as turning the other cheek and ignoring all of the stories that we on social media see, but they completely give this guy so much fucking media protection to the point they salvage his career, to the point where he's been thriving. They have ignored his failures. They have amplified his mediocre successes. They talk so much of records when Wilt Chamberlain owns more records than anybody else, but then they play the game of, well, Wilt didn't win enough, but somehow LeBron James is exempt from that because of all the excuses that the media give him. He actually has ties to an agency which has so much power, which pretty much goes against NBA rules, and the media still looks the other way. So you get all of these privileges. You get all these things in your favor. The way the game is played is even in favor of your weak ass game. And then you got nerve to do this to try to spite the NBA. That's my part. That's my fury at him. I can't stand this fucking dude. He's a fucking disgrace. Having said that, I also completely agree with Ticket that I do hope, I don't disagree with Ticket on this, and I think he's going to do a video talking about this. I don't disagree with him starting this league because I totally agree that if he starts this league and becomes a competitor to the NBA, they are going to destroy him. They can't match the muscle of the NBA. And I'm going to tell you something else, too, and I've said this before. What happened that helped to improve the WWE product? What happened? When did we see the innovations? When did we see the creativity, the creative juices flowing? When did we see the best era? It was when, for a brief shining moment, the WCW posed a small threat, a fleeting threat to WWE. That's when we got the Attitude Era. That's when we saw an improvement in the ring actual choreography of the fights and of those matches. That's when we saw an improvement. We saw actual Olympic wrestlers competing in the WWE, and we saw more athletic ability in the WWE. And the storylines got better because they were forced to do so because of competition. This league is not really going to be competition, but it's going to force the NBA to improve its product. So that's a good thing right there. But they're going to fail because $5 or $10 billion in the pot is not going to be enough to deal with a league that earns tens of billions of dollars annually. It's not going to be enough. You're not going to lure away any great NBA players. You don't have enough fucking money. It's not going to work. And the most valuable WNBA players are not going to leave because even if their salaries aren't matching what they should be making, the endorsements more than make up for it. So you're not going to get an Angel Reese. You're not going to get a Caitlin Clark to walk. You're not going to get a Paige Buchers, a Buchers, whatever her name is. You're not going to get these people to leave. And the most important thing about this whole situation is LeBron's going to lose the most valuable thing to him, and that's that cherished media protection. So I want him to create this league. I don't disagree with Ticket. It's just that I find this guy such a charlatan. I find him so despicable that the very thing that has been his biggest weakness is going to be his downfall, his ego. So fuck him. I hope he does do it because he's going to give me a lot of content. That's how I look at it. I hope he do. He'll give me a lot of content, and you too. Everybody else. Fuck this guy. Anyway, so I just want to explain my position on the situation. I think he's a scumbag, but yeah, I want him to do it because then we're finally rid of this dude forever. Absolutely. And we can move on in the NBA to more pressing topics and, look to see who's going to be the real face of the league. And we can give Steph Curry his flowers. And all of that trash, as far as that cult, they go elsewhere. They go follow him over there somewhere. That's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.